The withdrawal of Paul Ingrassia, President Donald Trump's nominee to lead the Office of Special Counsel, OSC, marks a significant failure for the administration and underscores the intense scrutiny over controversial political appointments. Ingrassia's candidacy collapsed following the public release of private text messages containing virulent racist and anti-Semitic commentary, which led to a swift and definitive withdrawal of support from key Republicans. Summary and analysis. Paul Ingrassia, a conservative attorney and White House liaison to the Department of Homeland Security, was nominated to head the OSC, an independent federal agency tasked with protecting whistleblowers and enforcing civil service laws. His nomination was contentious from the start due to his limited experience and a history of inflammatory and hyper-partisan online rhetoric, including ties to controversial figures. The crisis peaked when a Politico report revealed private text messages where Ingrassia allegedly referred to having a Nazi streak, stated that the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday should be tossed into the seventh circle of hell, and used racial slurs and derogatory terms toward Black and Asian individuals. In one text, he allegedly wrote, "Never trust a Chinaman or Indian." The messages were a fatal blow to a nomination already on life support. The nature of the remarks, directly contradicting the values of non-discrimination and impartiality essential for the OSC role, was so extreme that it unified Democratic opposition and broke the Republican front. Ingrassia's attorney attempted to dismiss the texts as satirical humor, or suggested they might be fabricated or manipulated by AI. But these defenses failed to sway the Senate. The most crucial political analysis centers on the Republican withdrawal of support. With the Senate controlled by Republicans, the nomination would normally be expected to pass. However, influential figures like Senate Majority Leader John Thune and Senator Ron Johnson publicly stated their opposition, making confirmation impossible. Ingrassia's decision to withdraw was a recognition of this reality, preventing a high-profile, embarrassing floor defeat for the Trump administration. Reasons for the withdrawal. The withdrawal was driven by a combination of factors, but primarily the untenable nature of the leaked texts and the subsequent loss of GOP support. 1. Extreme racist and anti-Semitic content. The remarks directly expressed racial hatred, an affinity for Nazism, and disdain for civil rights icons and holidays. This content was impossible for any mainstream politician to defend, especially for an appointee to an ethics and enforcement post. 2. Unsuitability for the OSC role. The Office of Special Counsel is required to be a nonpartisan arbiter. Ingrassia's documented bias and inflammatory history, even before the texts surfaced, made him fundamentally unfit to safeguard federal employees from prohibited personnel practices and discrimination. 3. GOP political calculation. Republican senators faced a clear political liability. Voting to confirm Ingrassia would have meant endorsing a nominee with publicly documented racist views, jeopardizing their standing with voters and civil rights groups. The decision to oppose him was a matter of political self-preservation and maintaining a semblance of institutional credibility. Number 4. Lack of credentials. Ingrassia, who has never practiced as an attorney, was a relative novice nominated for a sensitive position which provided an easy additional reason for opposition beyond his controversial comments. Consequences. The Ingrassia scandal carries immediate and long-term consequences. Setback for the Trump administration. It demonstrates the administration's continued struggle to successfully vet and confirm nominees with extreme backgrounds, wasting political capital and forcing an embarrassing retreat. Damage to Ingrassia's career. Despite his withdrawal, the published text messages have irrevocably damaged Ingrassia's reputation and professional future. Heightened vetting for future nominees. The episode is likely to intensify the scrutiny of all future high-level presidential appointments, particularly those involving controversial or partisan figures in positions of public trust. Temporary instability at the OSC. The position will remain without a permanent Senate-confirmed leader, potentially impacting the agency's stability and mission. Prediction and solutions. Prediction. The Trump administration will be forced to nominate a significantly more conventional and politically palatable candidate for the OSC role. This future nominee will likely have a long, verifiable, and controversy-free legal or civil service background to reassure a skittish Republican Senate and overcome unified Democratic opposition. The nomination will take longer as the White House conducts a more rigorous, albeit overdue, vetting process, especially concerning the nominee's social media and private communications. Solutions for the White House: the immediate solution is the nomination of a qualified, non-controversial replacement. For the Senate, this debacle underscores the need for earlier and more aggressive vetting of presidential nominees, regardless of party affiliation. Senators should not wait for public reports of egregious misconduct before signaling their opposition to clearly unsuitable candidates. Furthermore, the political system must develop a more consistent and less partisan standard for confirming nominees to critical, non-political roles like the OSC, ensuring that all appointees meet the requisite ethical standards for positions of public trust. The ultimate solution lies in a renewed commitment to the integrity and impartiality